Okay. We're hopefully live this time. Okay, Twitch is connecting. Connecting.
Twitch is live, Hitbox is not. Hitbox is live.
Hitbox is live. Twitch just says it's connecting.
You're good. You're good on both fronts.
You're good? Am I good on both fronts?
Yes.
Woo! And as if on cue, the music starts up. Ugh, it better damn well be on fucking... You'll have to bear with me, folks. Technology sort of, is... sort of got me on a stranglehold again.
Let me pull up my other tab. Oh, right. I was looking at calculator. Yeah. And not like the tool that one uses to perform addition and subtraction, but the tool one uses to delete all of your opponents in Final Fantasy Tactics.
The tool that you're speaking to right now.
So. Well, hello. We're here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Final Fantasy Record Keeper. This is V Prisoner, and with me as always is Sly9.
Yeah, we're here. We're live.
Apologies for the delay. We are finally here, ready to take on the Final Fantasy 12 event with Vayne Solidor.
I stand by that this man looks incredibly bored. Like just looking at that blood rain thing.
Yeah, it kind of does. I mean, he's like, I don't know. He's got like the glasses sunken in eyes thing going on.
Yeah.
I will say this: Final Fantasy 12 did a pretty good job at. Thank you for the auto host, Slyo.
Always. Got it.
Yep. So anyway, it did a pretty good job of making the villains not necessarily like mustache twirlers, with the exception of Sid Dolphus, but then again, Dr. Sid was really just sort of owning it up.
So, looking at the cast, again, I mentioned that I have not played past the first 5 hours of 12, so I don't know who any of these characters are.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Vayne... I don't remember what you said his name was. Vayne Aurelius. No, that's Mana Chemia. Vayne Aurelius. Who just looks like some dude. I think the little description when I opened the event said he killed the Emperor or something. I don't know.
He is one of the... He is the scion of one of the imperial houses that are currently fighting over, you know,
and then
war secession stuff.
Then we have a mummy.
Internal struggles.
Then we have literally a mummy. That's what Galbrand's sprite looks like to me, is literally a wrapped-up mummy. I realized that
literally a wrapped-up mummy.
I realized that his title is Judge Galbranth, and I realized, like, I know what a judge is from having played, you know. Yeah, I don't remember him from the first 5 hours. I remember I ran into Larza in a mine, and that was the last thing that happened. I don't know who that dude is.
So, in lieu of just sitting here on the menu for like 50 minutes,
let's jump in.
Let's take a look at these first two fights. We got Viniscar, who is all about the haste and all about the time gimmicks.
Interesting.
He's got like slow going for him, and so for the most part, you generally want to bring lots of Dispel, Banishing Strike if you got it. The single target white magic holy attack Crown is kind of a nuisance because, you know, as a white magic attack, kind of ignores magic lure.
Right, right.
So anyway, then we have King Bomb and his little bomb bros. Here's the problem. The King Bomb, if you kill him before any of the other bombs die, the other bombs will immediately self-destruct and destroy, like, 2 of your party members. And that's no fun for anyone. But Cry for Help is a It's a vocal ability. So Silence puts the kibosh on that real quick.
One thing that's good though is that the bomb champion requirements don't actually have a don't get KO'd.
They know.
They know you're just gonna take deaths, like, because self-destruct is gonna kill you. Also, I have to note that I love this little bomb thing because it has a really, oh my god, it has a really great.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. That's fine. I do this all the time. Anyway, it had. Keep an eye on the bomb when it has when it dies. I love its little death animation. It's great.
Yeah, we've said this before, but like the longer that Record Keeper has gone on, the more elaborate and silly the death animations have become.
Right. You start with basically the fade out turn to red, and then but nowadays they generally match the game they're from. I think we're gonna get.
Like I still hold
we have Sid.
Before it was just like clunky quap ass shit with the boss sprites, but now they've gotten really good at making the 2D sprites move and flow in natural looking ways. Yeah, guess who else has a spatial distortion, motherfucker?
Oh boy.
So anyway.
I like your setup here.
Yeah.
Who's that up top?
Oh, that is Bosch. Bosch is a knight of Dalmasca who has been branded a Kingslayer.
Whoops. Well, I guess what has he got that has you bringing him on the team right now, other than obviously the FF12 synergy?
Well, the thing is, Bosch is he's kind of the Gilgamesh of FF12.
Ooh.
For the longest time, back when Gilgamesh was like the king shit of Aggro Mountain, he was really encroaching on Gilgamesh's turf. Because his skill set was largely the same, and he also had a robust equipment set. But anyway, that's basically why he's here.
I'm going to have to disappear for about 5 minutes here.
Understood.
So I will be back.
In the meantime, y'all can just let me know if the game's music is still overbearing compared to my voice. And I said I had a little problem with that in the FF8 stream, and I'd rather not have that happen again. So anyway, you'll notice that I also have like a lot of non-elemental setups with this sort of thing. And it is generally because a lot of these first few bosses... Okay, audio sounds good. That's perfectly fine then. A lot of these early bosses have a lot of resistance to elements. So better safe than sorry. You'll notice that sort of shit's starting to make a little bit of a comeback. It's probably, you know, the elemental meta has gotten a little bit too big for Dana's britches, and so, yeah, trying to ease off him a little bit, but not too much. Just give it a break. Showing you, hey, it's not all about, like, one element DPS. You're gonna have to change up your strategy for some other stuff. Let's see what you got. Well, anyway, down goes Viniscar. Oh. Well, thank you for stopping by, Father Wolf. I appreciate the holler. Yeah, the high-level effects juxtaposed to the 16-bit sprites, that is, like, some really good animation work. They have gotten so good at making those things move naturally. It's one of the things that really sucks me into these fights. Just trying to see how they managed to make all of these boss sprites come to life. It really is a treat for the eyes, and it's just so fun to watch, like, what they did with it. Like, even simpler sprites, like King Bomb and his bomb minions here, they just look really fantastic. Anyway, as I said before, you'll want to silence King Bomb real quick, because otherwise he's going to really give you a bad time, honestly. Anyway, what also needs to be done is we need to make sure that those bomblets die as soon as possible. And I also brought Sapphire Shot because water damage is one of the requirements for this fight. Sapphire Shot and Hydro Burst both do excellent work here. The Sharpshooter skill set is one that actually hasn't been getting a lot of traction just because it's such a weird little placeholder skill set for the moment. But later on, we'll be getting much better stuff for it. Generally, the big problem here now is that it only has 2 skills, and they're both water. But what they're supposed to be is basically a ranged alternative to Spellblade. And we're going to see that in full force a little bit later on, as we start getting, say, ice, fire, things like that. I believe Japan also got fire just recently. Yeah, I'm wondering if, like, I'm just gonna immediately trance this guy before I have the chance to kill his bros. That'd be something. Fortunately, that is, again, as Slyo pointed out, not a problem. Because don't get KO'd is not a condition in this fight. And believe it or not, KO'd allies is actually fairly... Yeah, as we was talking about, that little death animation, it's adorable. I would have actually liked it if he just sort of rolled over on the other side of the screen. Yeah, fairly generous, but unfortunately, not the case. Because we forgot to debuff that guy because he died way too quickly. But that's probably why you would want to bring Ferris. Not just for the Sapphire Shot and the Hydro Burst, but also because she can just slap a debuff on there. Take an ant, folks. Okay, so next up we have Twisted Scion. This is Shimhazai. I think she's a Scion. Sorry, I just had to... I just caught myself there, and yeah, sure, I'll roll with it. I admit my error. Having a little trouble talking. Whatever. Anyway, she has a lot of elemental stuff, a lot of magic. She does a barrier-changing gimmick, which fortunately can be ignored with non-elemental damage. The other thing, too, that you have to remember is that she has Osmos. Which is pretty nasty if you have to rely on homes a bunch, so just take care of that. And yeah, that's about it. She absorbs anything that she's not weak against, so fairly punishing barrier-shifting boss, but again, you don't have to worry about that if your attacks are elemental in the first place. So on that note, I believe we should... Yeah, chat should be okay for this. Mostly because I don't have Mirror of Equity up, and I have been trying to wean off of Shout, namely because Vessel of Fate is such a massive meta definer on its own, and there are a lot of attack buffs out there that got crushed under the weight of Shout for a while. Now that Vessel of Fate's back, they can shine again. Stuff like Mirror of Equity, Meteor Crush, Death Throws is a newer one, but the same rule still applies. What that was for, but fortunately it didn't matter because she's at full health already. So generally what you want to do first is you want to open with a Banishing Strike and then just sort of lay in. Banishing Strike or Dispel. It's honestly, you know, if you've got the DPS to handle her, then it's probably worth taking... It's probably worth giving her back like 10,000 HP if, you know... The Dispel is so much more important, so if you're having a hard time trying to get Dispel onto your skill set, then don't sweat it. That's what Knights are for. On that note, too, I'm also, like... I'm also thinking a lot about Golbez BSB recently, just because the more I think about it, the more I enjoy the direction that it goes in, because I kind of like the idea of an aggro mage tank. That's generally Golbez's whole shtick. He has a... yeah, his thing is that he is a black mage that can also aggro from the back row. So he has Knight 5 to accommodate this. Not for damage, mind, because, you know, he's a mage, but he makes extremely good use of Draw Fire and Magic Lure. That's it, that's his bag. Unfortunately, you also notice that that Shemhazai's HP is sort of cycling back and forth as I do my prep work, and this is frankly unavoidable with my setup because Penelo is my only burst. And, like, honestly, she's a really good one, but at the same time, it's like, oh, that opener. Not very often that Holy Opener is actually a liability, but I have plenty of damage in the pocket, so no need to sweat the small stuff. And at any rate, she is perfectly safe to just keep healing me for the rest of the time. I will also say this, these non-elemental fights are a good opportunity for Cloud to shine with his original BSB, because here's the kicker. We're going to be getting a new BSB for him next event. The next event is Final Fantasy VII. Gives him a Wind Elemental BSB, because they've been really pushing him as a Wind character. And as such, his old BSB will really kind of be in an awkward spot. It's not even like it's bad or anything. It's not. Absolutely not. But it does fall on the wayside pretty heavily compared to, you know... Cloud from Advent Children. I have him dressed up in his Cloud from Advent Children outfit. Oops, better nip that one in the bud real quick. I'm also looking forward to the FF7 event just because Tifa also gets her Advent Children outfit, and that's awesome. It's probably the only damn thing in the whole movie, the whole extended universe bullshit, that was actually a good decision. That is a good outfit. Meanwhile, that would have been a problem if not for the fact that I had mitigation out the ass. Anyway, hopefully Bosch can finish this up right. Actually, I do believe I'll let him have the opportunity, assuming Shout hasn't worn off by now. Hope not. Oh, because he has the... yeah. The motorcycle factors into a lot of his stuff. Anyway, this is a Ruin Impendant. 6 range attacks on one enemy, plus a Blinkga as a chaser. That's actually really good. you'll find that a blink can honestly save your ass in a lot of tight spots. It's not a, you know, it's not the best thing ever, but it's still pretty great. I mean, I just like Cloud's original BSB just because, you know, it's big, stupid motorcycle foo. I'm surprised he doesn't just grab the motorcycle by, like, the handles and start swinging it around like a nunchuck. Alright, so now we have a stirring of bones. The aptly named Hydro. Don't ask me why he's named Hydro, I've never actually bothered asking him. He has a lot of dark magic. He's very heavily both physical and magical mitigation here. So a lot of strong magic attacks and a lot of strong physical ones. And once he gets to his weak phase, that is like 40% off the character's health. Oh yeah, Tifa would totally swing that damn cycle around like, like a Yakuza character. Absolutely. Yeah, it just inflicts doom. It's a 45-second doom, so unfortunately you don't get, like, the big exploitative 60-second doom counter. That would have been nice. Doom is an incredibly fake status element in this game. There are so many ways to turn Doom to your advantage, because there are plenty of skills that actually do extra damage if you are inflicted with Doom. And really, for about 90% of fights, they should not drag on long enough to where Doom should be a problem at all. So then, we're actually going to be seeing more of this guy fairly shortly. But for now, it also brings to light a glaring problem with giving your bosses a holy or dark weakness. We got too much holy damage in the pocket. I mean, hell, this is where Penelo shines. She has a fantastic combination of both holy damage and group heals. Ah, Jins is back. Excellent. Yo.
Hey, alright.
I need to fix the sound real quick.
No problem. I'm sure me reopening a Skype call has murdered it, because I know how Skype works.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, sorry about that. Breakers? So...
Understood. People love food.
I just shut down.
So anyway, we're fighting some idiot skeleton boner dagon.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, we're fighting the boner dagon, dude.
Okay.
Not much to him for now, but he will get bigger and he will get badder.
Which fight are we? Is this the ultimate something?
No, this is Champion Plus Plus.
Oh no! Right. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say. Never mind. I do remember this now. I fought this thing. Okay. Cool. Cool.
So anyway, I probably should sort of ease back just so Varus can actually get a debuff in on it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, just throw a Phoenix down at him. Is this the Phoenix down boss fight in the game?
Yeah, according to the zoo, definitely is.
Okay. Most Final Fantasies have a Phoenix down fight. Looks like your answer to this, though, actually lies in the power of the dancer that's been with you the whole time.
Penelo has been with me the whole time.
Like, you've been using Penelo basically since the beginning of, if I remember, these streams. I think you just got her burst at that point.
honestly baffling to me because I haven't seen her burst since. Not even in this banner.
Odd.
There's a chance that it will show up on an anniversary banner because it did show up in the Japanese one, but at the same time, it's like...
Well, again, so the Orb Fest banners, the OSB Fest banners were actually quite different from the Japanese ones. I remember that, like, I looked at the list for the Japanese banners, and I was like, oh, like, Banner 2 and Banner 4 or whatever are the ones I like. But then when they actually had the banners, it was like, oh, Banner 1's the actual stacked one. Like,
yeah, they always switch it up.
Yeah.
Well, to various degrees.
Right. So... And some of that's like, okay, unreleased content or something, or some of that's just like, okay, we want to, like, we just want to switch this up because people didn't care for this, and we want to make, like, Banner 1 was so stacked on OSB banners.
Oh my god, it was disgusting.
Yeah. Hey,
I can't think of a time that I could actually get Refia's BSB after that.
Alright.
I'm so glad that I made out like a bandit on that fucking banner.
I didn't play enough 12 to recognize any boss offer tonight. Me either! Me either, we're number high five.
Me too, high five.
I don't recognize 12. I don't know who most of these people are. I made a joke about Galbranth being a mummy at the beginning before I left, because that's what he looks like. Even though I know he's a judge. And judges just wear, like, big old armor. So
judges are just gigantic badasses, and I love them. Hey, Abyss Undead. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, it's Vinkusar again. Or Vinuskar? How do you pronounce this?
Vikar's daughters.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, our old pal Vicus is here to slow us down and also give us a bunch of haste and crap.
Oh, and it's also weak to dark, you say? Did you say dark? You said the
I think someone said dark.
You said the magic word!
You can't unsay it! Oh my god!
Much like the last boss, who was weak to holy? Holy? Uh-oh. So, if you haven't...
Sid Reigns is absolutely not the safe word in this game.
God. Is this a boss? Oh, Sid Reigns ruins it. That's...
No, I absolutely want... No, because, you know, a lot of the previous streams on this station have just been like, oh, well, I don't have to actually explain how the boss works because I'm just going to bust out Sid Reigns and that's the joke. Well, guess what? It's worn thin. And I'd like to show off how the boss works a little bit.
Alright, so what do we got?
Touch.
What's this boss we kind of fought before? What does it have?
Lots of haste on itself, and also it can slow you. Okay. And that's honestly, like, that's pretty serious.
Okay.
It also has a lot of, yeah, it has a lot of counters, too, and it has break and what?
Sorry, which Ansem is the best response I've seen to that question? Like, oh, shit.
I will never stop laughing at Xehanort's endgame.
I mean, I just love my theory that all characters are either Sora or Ansem. And
I love that you're actually correct on a lot of
I'm
fronts.
Basically right. If they're not like a Final Fantasy or a Disney character, if they're an original character of the game, Ansem or Sora, those are the only two options. I think like 2 characters in the entirety of the game do not fall into that archetype.
Alright, so anyway, I think it's time to start busting out the regular group.
Ooh.
Now we got the Dark Souls. I wanted to bring out X-Death because, you know, haven't seen him in a while.
X-Death? So, like, X-Death I continue to be very happy with.
Yeah, because you have all of his good stuff. You have, like, what? You have his, like... You have his buff.
I don't have his Grand Cross.
I
don't have his Grand Cross.
Oh, shit. Okay. I thought you had the Grand Cross and I didn't.
No.
Also, more branch we're not going to see ever again. Because it's a unique.
Yeah. Oh, God, I really want it again. Like, I want it to be on an anniversary banner. I would pull that banner like 4 times if X-Death's Grand Cross appeared on it. I would probably chase.
Yo, I want to see it on a BSB or an OSB or something. I want to see some runic. I want to see some fucking runic on this tree.
But the thing I do like is his Power of the Void. Soul Break is like a 6-hit dark attack that also is a magic and resistance buff to the party.
which stacks with a lot of things.
Yeah. The cool thing with it is that a lot of, like, it lets you avoid having to take sometimes having to take the like magic up res down like bargain that sometimes you have to do for that. You just don't have to do that.
Oh, let's get cracking.
All right.
Like, the other nice thing, too, is that both XDef and Kuja, they both have white 5. So...
Yes.
Poopy.
I actually like that a lot because, like, again, a lot of villain characters, like, Darkness is kind of the villain character thing. A lot of villain characters just get Darkness with a few exceptions.
Luneth gets Darkness for some reason.
Right. Like, fucking Orlando's got Darkness 4, just in case you want to give him death throws or whatever. Like, just in case. But a lot of the times, like, Darkness is the villain one. But white magic is one that's very rare on a villain side. Like, I think Xdeath and Kuja are it on white magic evil characters with white magic. Because I don't think Seymour has white, and I don't think Adia has white either. Adia might.
Seymour does not have white, absolutely.
Okay, I don't remember if Adia does or not. I think her skill set's like summon black darkness. Adia, FFRK.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Abyss Hunted. Thank you for the follow, Cranes to Dashboard, Abyss Hunted.
Oh, wow, she doesn't even have it's just black darkness. Wow, I thought she had, like, summon 5 or summon 4.
No, that's definitely Seymour. Seymour's the first darkness summoner.
Okay. But yeah, so, like, white magic on a... Can you play as Ultimacia? Not yet. I would expect Ultimacia to be one character they introduce at some point, but one of the things I want to see, and this would be the coolest fucking gimmick that would suck, is if, like, the Ultimacia fight did the, like, I'm going to fight you 3 and told, like, 3 of your party members and you don't get to fight with your full 5.
Ugh.
That would rule. Like, obviously it'd have to be tuned for 3 people, but it would rule so much if she, like, obviously she couldn't pull random people from, like, your unequipped, like, unused party, like, in the back, but, like, you know, because that was
what a fine deck you have. I think I will take it.
Yeah. Because that's her gimmick, and that's the start gimmick she has in 8. She has many gimmicks in 8. Having 4 forms and Griever. But the start of the fight, all 6 of you are there, and she's like, I'll start with you 3. And she chooses 3 random people in your party to start, and it can just ruin you. Like, you start with, like, 2 unjunctioned, like, party members in Squall, and you're like, well, that sucked. So.
Okay, so the big problem here is that he has a couple of scripted slogas.
Ooh.
Like, we saw the first one.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have the second one coming up pretty soon. And... yeah, this is a fight that maybe you should probably have Vessel and Fate instead of Sid Reigns. Really kind of sucks.
That's gonna be a little bit bad. At least if you keep your second Sid in the pocket, like, don't use it until after the sloga, you'll be okay.
Too late, dude.
Oh, shit. Okay. Never mind, then.
I made my bed and I'm gonna lie in it.
Alright. This is where we are. Hopefully the power of this fucking Sid Reigns here can... So yeah, I guess this also could be a fight if you're considering, like, a party setup. Literally just bringing haste might actually be worth it. Again, you can't...
Also remember, I do have quick, like, insta-casts.
Yes.
Dumb shit.
You don't have a lot of, my thought disappeared. Shit. It's gone. Alright. Oh well.
And so is he.
Good.
Hey, you know what the solution to that second sloga is? Skipping the phase
I was gonna say
completely.
I was gonna say skip between 71 and 41 because you're Sid Reigns.
Ooh, I got a crystal, dude.
Nice. Wait, a crystal?
Yeah. Once in a blue moon, that can happen. Ultimate fights do drop these. The chances are astronomically low, but they are there.
This only happens. I think it only happened. It's basically only set to happen on the Ultimate 60, so you can't just farm them on Ultimate 1 stamina fights.
Ugh.
But that rules. Yeah, FF5 definitely has a number of like holy magic users. Again, that's why XDeath has White 5 in his skill set, is because like Almagest is a holy element spell.
And he does cast holy himself too.
Yes, he casts holy and like all sorts of different things. So,
all right, so here's the showstopper.
oh, what do we got for Ultimate Plus?
Welcome to the Devil's Front Lawn.
Oh, is it the fucking worst fight in FF12? Or at least
Yep.
Oh god, I just did this realm dungeon today. I hate this fight. Oh my god, okay.
Everybody hates this fight. It's a real humdinger.
So
the Mandragores are all about status effects. Lots of them.
Also,
They love to buff themselves too.
Also, how do you like every single one having a different elemental weakness? Do you have them memorized? Fuck no. Because it's impossible to know which Mandragore is which one. Like, other than, like, the obvious one that's like, the tomato one is this one, the pumpkin one is this one. But then, like, like, one's weak to holy, one's weak to dark, one's weak to wind, one's weak to fire, one's weak to earth. I'm gonna go with that.
The good news is that they don't have, like, resistances, just weaknesses.
Yeah. Also, if you check out...
Hey, did you catch let's dial it back. Let's see what we got on the victory condition.
No, I saw what the victory condition was.
I saw what the victory condition was, too.
Oh, my goodness. Did you know that Sid Reigns continues to be the one true king?
Oh.
Weakness to holy, weakness to dark, you say?
It's honestly absolutely perfect for this fight because it is a great way to simply just blitz on down the thing before they can murder you, too.
Yeah.
This is very much a game of speed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in this one, they also each have, like, an elemental elemental weakness and, like, a single status that they're able to, like, be hit with.
Yes. So this time I've got something a little special, actually. A little different from the usual flair.
Okay.
So I have Fujin in my party.
Oh.
And we didn't get to see a whole lot of Fujin in the FF8 event, but basically Fujin is an incredibly powerful ninja mage.
That she is.
She is very much kitted for ninja magic, and it shows. Let's take a quick look at what she can do here. Yeah, 6 in ninja, 6 in black, 6 in support, so she's a wrath mage, and 4 in white magic. God, it is just overkill.
Yeah. So the trick with white magic is that white 5 is almost worthless comparatively. Like, in white 5, you get access to Curata, you get access to Ultra Cure, and you get access to, like, a couple other skills that just aren't good. The big thing here is that Holy actually kind of sucks. Because...
Yeah, Protecta and Shelga are where it's at. If you have a white 4, you're set.
Yeah, because Holy is a 5-star ability that's single hit.
Okay, so the reason why Fujin is here is because I have her dagger, which gives her the Soul Break Jin.
Oh god.
This is an Affliction Break that is AoE.
Also, oh shit, that's really good.
Affliction Break is honestly one of those weird, ubiquitous debuffs that I always get mush-mouthed trying to explain, but hell, I'll do it anyway. Affliction Break is basically... You hit something with this, they get their ability to inflict status ailments on you cut. Affliction Break, the skill proper, makes it so that enemies who are hit by it have their ability to inflict status ailments on you cut in half.
Yes.
Fujin's is an AoE version of this move, but it reduces their ability to inflict status ailments on you by 25%. But that's still pretty dang good for this. Every bit helps.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's an oddity with Record Keeper is some status effect moves just have like a 300% hit rate. That's just kind of what it is.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes, actually. Usually the 300% hit rate ones are just like the scripted, I'm going to do this to you now deal ones.
Hmm.
We got a problem here.
What's that?
I need to stash something away in my vault. Because
Oh.
I got an accessory.
Oh, right.
And those count towards my stash. You always hate to see that happen. It's such an awkward turn of events, and you're just like, oh crap, I have one extra thing in my extremely cramped inventory. And that's when Record Keeper comes up to you and starts rubbing its fingers and goes like, hey, you could buy some more slots, you know.
Give me that one mithril.
Right. Anyway. So of course we're going to be bringing Sid Reigns, but I also wanted to show off the other aspect of the other way you can approach the fight, and that is to try and shut them down a little bit with Fujin's Affliction Break.
Right.
Because it is the only one of its kind.
Yep. Other than the ability, which is, again, the ability is single target and also a 6-star, so basically 2 uses.
Yes. 2 uses is really all it needs because it is a debuff at heart. So that lasts for like half the fight. And also it's like, I also have her Super Soul Break, which is basically an instant in wind. Like she just instantly nails the enemy for like 8 wind and non-elemental attacks and then in-winds herself.
Yep.
Did I mention that her BSB is also instant cast? Which is a little absurd.
She's very powerful. Have we talked about Vayne?
We will once we get to the banners, because,
Okay.
the other thing, too, is that Vayne is, actually the darkness mage that FF12 has been lacking in for a while.
Well, he's
that's
also more than that, too, so it's interesting. Well, I guess we'll talk about it when we get to the banners, yeah.
Yep.
Alright. I don't know what these, like, tiny Mandragora's, like, plot significance is. I hate them. In the sense
they're
that
the worst.
this fight, like, is... I do like their death animations. They have a little silly look, and they have good come in animations, right? The one head falls off. But
Got it, coach.
also, yeah, so this fight is a lot about some very specific skills. Multi-break being probably one of the biggest.
Also, if this goes south a little bit, I may actually replace I may actually replace X-Death with Golbez for the aggro, because all of their shit is physical. That's something to consider. You know, we could probably just do that right now, because this is looking a little bit dicey. All of their stuff can vary, obviously. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, it's like they just wanted Kuja dead.
Stay free, BlueStacks. Are you watching the Twitch one, or are you watching the Hitbox one?
I'm watching the Hitbox one.
Oh.
Is that far behind, or...?
Not that far behind.
Okay. I hit refresh just in case.
Well, good for you. Yeah, that's definitely a change of tack that I would need. Again, I really like Golbez like, the tank mage thing is good to me. And it's not even like he takes a very particular hit in his DPS for the service. Let's see, what did I get for... What the fuck? Oh, there it is. Golbez can't equip staves. That was the secret.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Kuja's gloves, and I'm actually glad of it. Again, I'd like to stress... Ooh, that is a magic ring. Nice, nice, nice. The number of death. Anyway, I'd like to stress that, I'd like to stress how much of a brain fart I'm having right now, but whatever.
I don't know if I'd recruit Vayne just on principle of being the least memorable villain. Ouch.
Yeah, he does sort of just, like, show up and he's like, yo, I'm evil, what's up?
Yikes. Again, having not played 12, I don't know what his evil was, so he's just some...
Well, I mean, you remember that part in Vesperia where, like, the commander guy just suddenly decides that he's evil because they didn't have a villain for Act 2?
Yeah. Oh.
Sort of like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
The more I think about Vesperia's plot, the sadder I get.
You and me both, buddy.
Like, how much lost, like, how many things they could have had and didn't. And how Flynn's plot resolved, and by resolved I mean they just kind of had a fight on the outskirt of this town and then said, nah, we're good, that resolves our thing. Or maybe the part where the final boss of the game is just some dude who has a different idea about how to save the world, and you can't, like, talk about it. No, we gotta fight now. Okay.
Humans killed my best friend. I'm very angry about that. Absolutely livid, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I can tell in your monotone voice how angry you are about this.
Yo, Sid, where the fuck you at?
Or maybe there's the time where, like, Yuri gets killed or whatever by that one lieutenant lady, and then everyone forgets that plot happened. Nobody remembers it. Or what about...
Notice how we're absolutely fine with spoiling all of Vesperia because who gives a shit?
Or what about that time that you kill Schwann, but then you didn't kill him? He faked his death. And now he's on your side, even though Alexei had some, like, nebulous hold over him, but that's broken somehow now? Or is it not? I don't... Something with a Blastia in the chest, but now you fight... Oh, fuck.
Everything went to shit.
The game's really fun. The game's extremely fun, and I like its cast a lot. Anyway, we're here fighting Mandragoras now. I was killing time while we were looking for Sid Reigns.
No, you're absolutely correct to kill time. So as I said, these guys love to buff themselves. A lot.
A lot of buffs, a lot of... The question is, and I think the answer is single target. If you want to go, like, kill them all at once with AoEs or kill them one at a time, and I think picking them up is just better.
Possible. But I also want to make sure that, like, Golbez is not gonna suddenly fall over before I get the chance to pop up Panilla's thing.
Yeah, that's true. Which might happen. Golbez could just fall over dead, because he's continuously getting punched. It's a good thing that Draw Fire gives a very large defense boost.
It really takes the sting out of it, as a matter of fact.
What the hell's the soul break you have for Golbez?
His default one.
Oh, it's just okay.
It's hold, and it's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think I've ever told you about a skill called hold, which has a 1% chance of paralyzing somebody.
1%, eh?
And that's all it does.
Nice. That's kind of ridiculous and not very good. Alright. It's time.
Okay. There we go, that ought to do it. Just in time to fire off that second burst. And I did forget that Pinello also has a pinpoint heal in the form of Ultra Cure.
Right, Ultra Cure being extremely useful here as a status refresh, Asuna on top of Cure. So, which is why you...
Yeah, you remember when we said that White 5 actually sucks ass? Well, Ultra Cure is a big step up.
Right. There is definitely an asterisk on White 5 being terrible, because, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Garland is in this. Garland looks much more like an undead dude or some shit. It's really weird. His sprite looks way too, like, zombie-like to me. Like,
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's like, this is how he looked in FF4.
Garland, not Golbez.
Oh.
Golbez looks
Yeah,
like...
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Golbez looks like Golbez. That's... Yeah, we're good.
And a Blanka on top of that, which actually really helps a lot in this fight.
Yeah. Glad if they're gonna waste actions on Kira and, like... Oh yeah, that blink is nice.
Yeah, that blink is really nice, especially when it, like, you've got that going on for you.
Oh god, you are crushing it, which is just like lingering spirit, lingering spirit, lingering spirit, lingering spirit.
Hi, my name's Sid Raines, lingering spirit, lingering spirit, lingering spirit.
God, you don't even need to use this, like, actually the busted ability.
Well, yeah, that's only single target. Okay, so the other thing, too, is that they cast buffs upon their deaths.
Oh dear, do they, like... Please tell me they don't, like, Ornstein and Smo full heal each other or some shit.
No, no, absolutely not. That would be
that
really
that would be the
shitty.
rudest thing in the world. Oh, so you kind of want to take them down at the same time?
Yeah, but it's not, like, super necessary or something.
I do like... Again, I mentioned that I really like the fall apart little... boop, when you knock them out. That's really good. They are going all in here. They've used like 6 abilities in a row. Nice. Oh, I can see how much damage that last lingering spirit did comparatively. Those buffs seem quite real. And they're just gonna cape using ultimate ram like every single action. Yikes.
I would honestly rather that they keep buffing themselves because,
Ultimate
gives
ram.
me time to fire off my heals.
Yeah, ultimate ram is here to kill you.
Yeah, if you'll notice, they did up their res a bit.
Quite a lot, in fact.
Not that that's about to stop Sid Raines, though. I think I will finish up with Dread of Death. Or whatever. Let's see who... Yeah, place your bets right here.
Come on.
Golbez or Kuja, who's taking this home?
Come on, Dread of Death.
And... Ooh. Comes off from behind, but... Oh! Kuja secures the kill, my god.
Close one.
Clutchest shit you ever did see. Or is it the magic pixel? No! I would have laughed if it was the magic pixel.
Oh my god.
Oh, hey, I got a record material for Golbez.
Oh,
That's nice.
what's that one do? Anything useful? I mean, that might be a little specific because it's, Golbez. I know that.
That looks a lot like 20% dark damage to me.
Shit. Nice. Alright, one left to go.
Alright, and, Ooh, buddy.
What do we got for our final fight?
So, I've got news for you.
Uh-huh.
Some good news and some bad news.
Uh-huh.
The bad news is Sid Reigns isn't going away anytime soon. The good news is that I'm probably not going to need to use him.
That's fair.
Because Hydro here is a weak to Holy and Fire, actually, and I have got a damn good Holy game on my side. So I believe I will just go ahead and
oh, sweet, a boss.
see what the Onions got for me.
Sweet, a boss I can burn down in like 3 seconds with my good buddy Orlando. Me and my best friend.
It's your old pal Sid.
Fuck. Sids are so
right.
good in this game. I mean, at least like.
So okay, here's the thing too. On top of the countdown stuff, and remember he does have a lot of both physical and magical attacks. And here's the kicker: they hit hard. They hit harder than you think they would.
Yeah, I see a lot of I see a number of ignores defense. Oh.
Ultimate Firga. Here's something that I should point out: is a magic attack that reduces both hero ability uses.
Osmos is a really rude ability in this game.
Yeah, and Omni Osmos probably is much ruder. So anyway, lots of fire and holy moves abound here, which means that I should bring out my special girl. You know her, you love her. It's Refia.
It's time for the beatdown. That's what it is.
Hazard. Yeah, so there it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Pope's basically there to just sort of like charge up his BSB, and then once it gets the Unholy off, well, nice knowing you.
Yep. Okay. Beatrix.
Actually, if we're going to go that route, I actually didn't know that we had such a powerful magic ring. Now I can bump that up to a respectable 507 magic.
Oh my god.
Toasty. So Refia here was a big problem trying to get into this party because I don't have anything in FF12 other than swords and staves. But there's something very special about Refia. She can use hammers. Raigen's staff.
Oh boy, alright. That's nice.
Yes, it is. It's actually the strongest attack-based weapon that I have for her. Not right now. It's non-synergized. Yes, Squirrel Token. They have Refia. Boy, how do they have Refia? She is a beast in this game.
Yep. She is.
Hopefully, you'll get to see just how crazy she is. She is basically Sid Reigns of physical people.
I googled for Refia, and the first thing that popped up was a screenshot that says, "Toads? I hate toads. Don't turn me into one." And that's it.
Nobody loves those dungeons. So anyway, yeah, we got a good thing going here. Beatrix will have like Banishing Strike, and we got Dispel here. Actually, I'll go ahead and take a Pinpoint Heal for Penella because she already has... Like, I've already got my Banishing Strike in the pocket.
How did they have Refia before Ultimacia? Because in order to dive to Ultimacia for FF8, you have to go past 6 main characters: Cypher, Adia, Raijin, Fujin, and like you have to dive past a lot of characters. Do you know how far you have to dive to get Refia in FF3? She's like in the remake.
There.
She's right there. Like that's
yeah,
not
she's
actually,
a main character.
She's a main character. That's not a dive. That's literally one of the first 4 characters you're going to have for FF3, because they went with the 3 in with the ones in the remake, because they actually have characters for Arc Ignis.
Hey, my name's Guy Refia, and I'm cruising all over looking for Final Fantasy's greatest diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah, so Refia is not really a dive that much. FF3 doesn't have... FF3 has a decent like character set.
Because of the remake, and I mean, you use what you got.
Right, without the remake, they've got nothing, but...
So here's the thing. Final Fantasy Record Keeper honestly really got me sold on the extended cast at FF3. Now that I've spent time with them, gotten to know how their shit works and everything. Yeah. I am perfectly fine with them as characters. Luneth didn't used to be so hot, now he's like this unstoppable Dragoon death god.
Yeah. And Refia, well, she's here to punch. By God, is she going to punch.
Assuming Beatrix doesn't fall over, God.
That'd be bad.
Well, let's see what happens. That's no good. That was a bad start, as a matter of fact. Yeah, the sad part about that is I don't think Kiraja would have made it in time either. Salamander is a boss in Final Fantasy III. He has lots of brute fire attacks at a point in the game where you're not really built to handle that yet. Also, you spent your time waiting around through a lava dungeon to get to him. Those are always fun.
Yeah, like, but yeah. So for different casts, they have definitely had to dive more for casts than others. One of the things with like FF2 and FF3 is that they haven't done a ton of events for them. FF2 actually has a pretty sizable cast, no lie, for playables. But like FF1,
they just don't show up that often because they're old games.
Right, FF1 is like probably the biggest like dive they ever had to do, because they had to use like the characters from Mobius, and it's like, what the fuck is it? Like, you know, Wool and
I'm mad.
You're having a bad day here.
This dude's way too fast. He's got like what, 650 speed? You're not giving me enough time to like bring my A game, buddy.
You're not even getting up the wall.
Yeah, he's too smart. He needs to stop being smart.
But yeah, looking at the cast for FF1, we have Warrior of Light, Garland, Sarah, and then like from there it just falls apart. Like it's
they
like
had to steal from another phone game in order to get another set of characters.
right, and then after that, they finally gave up on having classes be the core classes only. So they gave Master Monk to FF1, and they also started just bringing over like, oh, here's this character who appeared for a single side quest. You can go for it. Because FF1, they have to dive pretty deep. Whereas, like, when you have a game like FF10, let's say, where you have your main cast of Titus, Waka, Lulu, Kamari, Riku, and Auron, and then you have like, okay, then we have cast like we can work with like villain side. We have Seymour and Jack. They have Braska. They have Pain from FF10 2. Like there's a lot to work with in a game like that.
Yes.
So heck, they in FF4 they just finally finished all the playable characters. Because FF4's playable character cast is what, 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 12.
Good news, I'm finally online.
Oh, goodness. No, well, yeah, well, okay. When I said villains, I specifically meant, like, Jack as one and Seymour as one, and then Braska as a side character. It was odd that, yeah, FF4 has... There are literally 12 different cast members here, and that's not counting Cecil twice. Who, by the way, Cecil has 2 different characters.
Yes. Dark Knight Cecil and Paladin Cecil. By the way, Dark Knight Cecil sucks. You should never use him. Even his BSB is terrible.
I think his BSB is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, who asked you?
I say as I explode into as I fucking die because Dark Knight Cecil like deals damage to himself just to enter his BSB and then also has shit defenses. Like
I think that's the big problem. Like, they always have to pull the sacrifice HP to do a thing option, and that's really bad.
Yeah, well, like, his BSB is pretty decent in that its entry buff is a raise attack and resistance, so it stacks with other things. And also it's like dark / non-elemental. And like that's nice, but the entry does like what 25% to himself on entry because it's darkness.
Alright, we're now in countdown mode.
Okay. There's been a fight going on. I like...
Yeah, I've just been casting lots of spells and stuff, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. The main crux of this fight is four main points. Number one, we have Y'shtola and Pinello, the bottom two, are going to be keeping the party alive either by just casting Wall, or Stoneskin 2, or dancing. Then we have Beatrix, who has kind of like the Draw Fire and also our Dispel. We have Refia, who's going to be doing the Beatdown. But then we have Hope. And Hope is going to be doing... like...
He's going to be loading the cannon.
Yeah. You want a job system that is, like, kinda bad and takes too long to get working? You should play Dragon Warrior 7.
Oh yeah, I should also mention,
I'm just gonna put that one out.
So, Refia's thing is, with her BSB, her first command does more damage based on whether or not a critical... Like, it doubles the amount of critical hit damage it does.
Yeah, crits are usually 1.5, not 2.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Dark Matt.
Yeah, we show this off every weekend on Sundays because that's when the new content stuff shows up, or specifically the part of the new content shows up. Thursdays is when the first half happens. Okay, looks like... oh god.
Fireballs!
This is gonna be a close one.
Why does it have to be a close one? Why can't I just go home a hero?
I think specifically because you have one healer in the fight. If I'm being honest. Because Y'shtola actually takes no relevant actions in this fight.
This is...
Are you getting Magic Pixeled? You got Magic Pixeled. Oh my god. Nice.
I got Magic Pixeled. Ooh. Not very often this happens. This guy just hits way too hard, and he is also incredibly fast.
Yeah. But yeah, so the big part of that fight is that in the second half of the fight, based on the description of all the moves, Y'shtola is actually a blank party member. Most of the Bone Dragon's attacks in the second half, or once he's under 40% health, just ignore defenses and ignore res, so Wall and Shelga don't do anything.
Yeah. So that's why I kind of swapped things up for Y'shtola.
Yep, that's
you let her have a little bit of pinpoint heal.
Yeah. So.
And sadly, Beatrix isn't doing as much as I would have hoped for her, because this boss doesn't give a shit about aggro. It just has group damage for days.
Everything's group damage. Yes.
So, let's see what else I can do here.
But yeah, honestly, it might not even be worth having Wrath on Y'shtola. Like, do you really need to, like... How much does refreshing the wall do if most of his attacks in phase 2 ignore it? Then again...
Hey, guess who else can use Wrath?
Ooh.
How much HP? We'll have that as a backup strat. Vayne, get your fucking smug ass face out of the screen.
I always love it when you have when you have like my favorite is I think the FF10 one where you get like the really dumb image of Titus like making that face when he's coming out of the water, and it's just and
then he gets blown up by a blitzball.
Yeah, he's blown up by a blitzball.
That's never gonna get old.
And then he gets blown up.
Oh, Squirrel Token. This game is hella gacha, but it limits its gacha entirely to gear, which means nothing's stopping you from making a team of your favorite characters and stuff. You can get absolutely everything else through the game but gear.
Yeah, I was gonna say characters are not blocked behind any unlocks like that. All the equipment that gives them their like specials and their limit break style effects, those are the ones that are behind the gacha stuff that is prevalent in mobile games at the moment.
Yeah, so I think it's time to try and see if I can't shut down. Yeah, lots of debuffs.
Yeah, I was gonna say debuffs.
Multi-break on its own is just not cutting it.
Right. So bringing in our good friend, the pirate captain.
And I think what I can do here also is... it's fine. So just some pinpoint heals for Pinello in case that goes south. And like really what I want her to do is just to first off make sure that Y'shtola is pulling her weight in the second half of the fight when the wall no longer matters. And also just to make sure that like she's the one who's using Shelga, because a turn wasted on Shelga for Pinello is a turn that she is not activating Evanescence.
So the big thing is that there is all of the paid stuff is done through two different things. There's either Mithril, which you get from doing events, you get for doing dungeons, you get for doing like, you know, you get for doing anything in the game, you're generally gonna get a Mithril. And then 50 Mithril gets you like a set of 11 items that you're guaranteed to get one, like, of the good item off of the stuff. And then there's gems,
Yes,
which
get,
is... then there's gems,
you get
which
5
is paid
stars.
perks.
You get 5 stars. 5 stars are where all of the unique equipment is, and unique equipment gets you extra skills.
Right. And then there's gems, which is like, you know, I paid money into it. Gems and mithril are literally interchangeable. There is absolutely nothing that gems gets you in this game that you cannot get with the in-game, like, playing currency. Are the things on the left game ads or VPriz's stream display? VPriz's stream display, specifically. The game is the middle thing alone. The things on the left are just so that somebody looking at the stream at a glance can tell what events we're doing.
Yeah, speaking of which, I accidentally didn't put Dispel on Pinello, because I forgot that Banishing Strike was off the table.
Oh, alright then.
Yeah, by the way, I wasn't joking around about that 650 speed stat. I'm not about to have that, like, compounded with haste. Oof. Though, I will admit that it has been a long time since I've ran into an ultimate that gave me this sort of trouble. It's kind of nice, you know?
That was so close with that first one. I really wanted that.
The dream was not going to happen.
That was literally, you got magic pixeled.
Yep. True to form, this game loves its magic pixels.
So, yeah, you can probably give up one of the. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what we can do is we can just, like, leave the multiplayer for next time, because this is kind of dragging.
This is definitely going a bit. We're at an hour and a half, and we haven't finished the thing yet. So yeah, hour 15. Because the other 15 was us doing check stuff.
One sec. I want to start with the spell. Yes, we've reached that point where absolutely everything in the fight has to be meticulously micromanaged.
Oh.
So, fun fact. When Newbie encountered this fight, it only took him one try before he realized that this fight sucks, and then he just called in Sid Reigns and blew through it.
That's my plan. Actually, no, I'm sorry. My plan has nothing to do with Sid Reigns. I don't have to call in a different Sid. I just have a different. I have my own Sid to call in for the airstrike. I fucking love Orlando.
Like, yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, I do. All right. Look, just pull. It'll be on the anniversary, right?
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Do you know how many Ophelia equipment I got to get Sids?
Let me tell you why I'm not mad. Let me tell you why I'm not mad.
I can hear it in your voice how not mad you are.
I am the non-maddest human being alive right now.
Uh-huh. How not mad are you? On the scale from, like, 1, which would be, like, the number of Sid OSBs I own.
Livid! Which is not mad. 2 different words.
Yeah. Alright. It looks like you got quite a good start here. Always that magic pixel.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, yeah, you've definitely got the mitigation online here. And we'll have it
Yeah, it's actually, like, it's really important that Ferris starts her thing.
Yes.
Pretty soon.
Well, I mean in the sense that you have both, like, Shell Protect up and your Stone Skin, which is the most that you can currently have. But
yeah, and also Ishtola is finally free to start using Kirages.
you'll notice that our good friend Ferris is Has a bunch of lightning coming out of her.
Yes, indeed.
I've been talking about the power of Sid, she has the power of Sid at the moment. But for the start of the fight, she has 15.
Megazord activated.
She has like 15 seconds of Thunder God Sid mode, which is just your actions are like down to 1/3 activation. Because this game has like a Final Fantasy IV style ability timer. Though in Final Fantasy IV you couldn't see it, it was just there. Spells had cast time. In 5 they actually have cast time. It's almost null, but like you can see it if you line up 2 attacks in the wrong order. Like,
I love the little action lines that just keep going after the big complex animation resolves. Yeah, bear in mind too, Ferris's power is no joke either. It's not all just about debuffing. She is extremely good at what she does, and yet she still brings a significant amount of power to the table.
yeah, Ferris is a very strong character. She has access to like support abilities that lower enemy stats. You know, summoning Sildra lowers the stats of the opponent and gives abilities that lower them even further. But Ferris also has like thief abilities and like damaging
Dancer abilities.
Ferris is very good at.
Ferris was crowned the Breaker Queen for a while.
Yeah.
Fran is now like moseying on into her territory. Fran is the FF12, the bunny lady.
Yeah.
With the bow.
Her burst soul break bow from the current event, because whenever they have an event, they have equipment that goes with the event. Her bow from like the first banner of the event, it has like, wow, this is going so much smoother.
God, don't say it out loud.
Well, I always do. Come on. What do you want from me? Like, I don't care. This is going so much smoother. Like, you have, like, a lot more pinpoint heals. You have all these debuffs and the ability to just crush your opponent. Like, just throw a billion quad 9s at them, you know?
Well, oh, no, never mind.
Magic Pixel...
Oh, I think I see what happened. No, I don't. Wait, I think I see what happened. He got debuffed out the ass, and now, like, I'm taking reasonable amounts of damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because, so... Last time you brought Multi-Break. Multi-Break lowers all the stats of all enemies by, I think, 30%, but the resistance makes it so it's a lot less effective.
But you should always still do it.
But...
You should really always still do it.
Your current setup has...
Anyway, Ferris is demonstrating just how crazy it is when you are able to stack a ton of different debuffs on top of everything.
Right, because a 7% plus a 10% plus a 10% plus a 10%, those are all really small changes, but all of a sudden, like, 3,000 damage becomes, like, you know, a little under 2,000, and it's like, oh, that's actually manageable. So, yeah.
Also, we like Ferris and we like Sildra, and that's why she'll always remain the Breaker Queen in our hearts. Are you the Keymaster?
Are you the gatekeeper? What's going on here?
An invisible bed. Freaky ghost bed.
Alright. So yeah. We have some multiplayer
Don't tell
stuff.
me you didn't listen to that song, too.
Well, of course I did. Are you kidding me? I literally named one of my streams just like Bustin'. Because Anyway, so
It's better that they don't know. We'll take this to our graves. Alright, so before we sign off, let's go ahead and take a look at the banners real quick.
Yeah, this will give us a chance to talk about Vayne, who has a very interesting gimmick as far as the character goes.
Vayne is basically like their next attempt to make a hybrid character good. Because what he does is all of his shit goes, bases itself on whatever stat is the highest. So if his attack is higher, then his attacks will do damage based on that. And if his magic is higher, they'll do damage based on the magic stat.
Right.
So,
And it actually becomes, like, if it is dealing actual combat damage, because it's on attack side, it's like a combat skill. If it's on the magic side, it is considered like a black magic skill. It switches out to magic damage or physical at the end. And so it'll always use the
thank you for the follow, Joe. Thank you for the follow. Hey.
There you go.
Hey. Don't get tongue-tied, dude. Also, you notice that his attacks are a lot like the Onion Knight's burst commands. They're just like dark physical and dark magical.
Yep.
And they are, like, they do absorb HP, so that is pretty nice. So all in all, an interesting experiment, so we'll see where that goes in practice.
Yeah. I mean, it, again, seems pretty powerful, again, because, like, generally a game has to have, like, their villain has a darkness thing, and looks pretty decent. I like dark...
Cholefoot, I am so sorry for butchering your name with my stupid idiot tongue.
Oh, boy. You can do that, though. That was, like, introduced on Twitch like a day ago. It's nice.
Oh, thank you, Oaknewy.
Gabran.
See, got that shit down in one try. Why can't it... Ooh. Gabran Soulbreak is pretty alright, I guess. I don't like his second command because it's only one hit. Why can't it be more than one hit? You know, like Vayne's. Judge's Rondo is good. Because it's reduced delay before hitting, which means it's like quick Darkness Knight guy.
I think Blood Trial is one hit because it's healing percentage based on the damage, not healing percentage based on max HP. But Judge's Rondo is really good for the quick hit.
Yeah, I'd basically be spamming that all day.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Ash's Defiance. This is a return from the last FF12 event, and it is damn good.
So, one thing to quickly
talk about. It's a lightning magical thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, usually a burst soul break that... So Ash's Defiance here, Dust Decree, has a enlightening effect. It infuses the user with the power of lightning, which generally means that the power of the attacks on the burst soul break are going to be lower because it's going to take account that the user is going to have like enlightening on. So we need to tune the numbers down because there's this multiplier.
Because an element usually increases the damage of an elemental attack by 80%.
Oh, but Ash's Defiance...
Kinda need to rein that one in.
Weird, Ash's Defiance doesn't have that. It's actually just... Its modifiers are exactly the same as anything else, it just also has an enlightening. So...
No wonder it's fucking crazy as shit. Oh, also because it heals you with its burst command, something that not a lot of other bursts of its type have.
Yeah. So the big thing is that it's overtuned, and also it has boost lightning damage on the armor itself, and like it's very powerful. The self healing makes it self sustaining. Being enlightening means that you resist lightning damage by 20%. Like it's very good.
So Mach Wave is basically the same sort of thing as his burst. It does damage dependent on whatever stat is the highest.
Mm-hmm.
You also notice that Vayne has Monk and Black Magic. So he's very finely tuned towards either a physical or a magical role. Also, I will say that Consul's Brigadine removes the delay from the actions of all allies from one turn, so that's pretty good.
That's a powerful ability. I've been...
Except I have that on Raijin, hello.
Yeah, I've been... Oh, God. I've been using that, like, on... Just like Onion Knight does that when you use the commands.
Alright, so Pinpoint is... it's a pretty good lightning imperil. And by imperil, we mean it gives people a lightning weakness.
Yeah, it's...
Which is not as strong as a natural weakness, but it is a weakness nonetheless. And really, imperil stuff... its secret strength is giving you more soul gauge bar, because you get more when you strike an enemy's weakness, natural or otherwise.
You are lowering their resistance by 20%.
Here's a Kiraga with haste, why not?
Also, I just want to note that the bow that's called Pinpoint hits random targets.
Yes, it does.
Just, I don't know, I like that. Like, my
That's pretty
pinpoint
good.
accurate. Oh.
My pinpoint accurate... Look, I was targeting these specific enemies in these specific order.
Look, it was pinpoint accurate. I swear. I know what I was doing.
I have like a billion of these Chaos Blades, but the Soul Break is alright.
Another Galvaranth one.
Yeah. And Gabrant's Hallberg, which is in Dark. So, that's not too bad.
Yep. So when
Killer
you...
Bow is actually secretly a really good unique, because it lowers everyone's attack and magic a large amount, and that's pretty dang good.
So again, to kind of answer, like, because Squirrel Token had asked a little bit about this, how the gacha mechanic works. These are where the gacha is. You go ahead and spend your mithril, which is gotten through playing the game, on... I would specifically say the rare 11 draw, because it's basically you get one draw for every 5 mithril you put in. If you put in 50, you get a bonus draw, and you are guaranteed a 5-star, aka one of these items that is scrolling by.
Doesn't have to be a good one, but it is a 1, and
Yeah.
you will eventually muster together a party that is good enough to do stuff.
Yeah. So that's
Okay,
not...
so Balthier's OSB is pretty, they're really pushing him hard on being a fire guy, and we were really kind of being like, well, why would you do that? His Burst Soul Break actually kind of sucks because it's based on status ailments and stuff. I mean, what the hell is he going to use his fire thing for? Oh, look at me, I've got Engulfing Fire Strike.
And
2 whole hits of unfettered power.
Yeah.
But he's getting better at it.
So the
That's what's important.
6-star guns, or the 6-star ones, are the Overstrike Soul Breaks, are the ones that can break damage cap. They can go...
Yo, Bosch's BSB is pretty good, though.
Yeah, that one is the like holy one that does I forget what else was on it, but I remember
6
it being
AoE holy and non-elemental attacks gives him inholy. Blade of Doom does 5 attacks if the target has a slight weakness or is vulnerable. So that means like any weakness to holy, you get 5 attacks.
Yep. Oh,
Beacon of Light does 2 physical. Oh, sorry.
It's Steiner.
Yes, it is. Steiner for holy. Beacon of Light gives him retaliate, which lets him evade and counter physical attacks. So, pushing the samurai angle a little bit too.
Okay, though
So all he would need is just to give himself a little draw fire, and then bam, there you have it.
Nice.
A good one. Friend's new BSB is the one that everyone is really talking about on this particular banner. Yeah. This is the big problem too, is like, this is a damn good one, and it actually overtakes Ferris's BSB as the best breaker one in the game as of right now.
The big reason is that word at the end, and mind.
Yes.
So we talked...
Ferris's doesn't lower mind.
Well,
Just everything else but mind.
the big thing here is that like the stat reductions don't stack if they are targeting the same stats. So if I reduce somebody's attack by 10% and then reduce it by 20% later, those don't stack, it overwrites. But if I reduce their attack by 20% and then reduce their attack and defense at the same time, those two stack.
Yes, buffs and debuffs in this game stack based on uniqueness of their combinations. If that makes any sense. So, Friend's BSB can easily stack with Ferris's because Ferris only lowers 4 stats. This one lowers 5, so they can stack together.
Right.
And it, like, this system is weird, but it also works great for newer BSBs that sort of overshadow the previous ones, because instead of the previous ones just becoming obsolete right there, they can stack.
Yeah.
They can form a beautiful symphony of crippling debuffs together.
Right. So the biggest thing is that there's an ability, a 5-star support ability called Full Break, that lowers attack, defense, magic, and resistance, which does stack with the ability from the Perseus bow here that lowers attack, magic, defense, resistance, and mind.
This is a Mighty Guard, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Balthier's in fire, of course. 5 AoEs, infuse them with the power of fire. Here's the one that I was using for Bosch, Ruin Impendant. 6 ranged physical attacks and a Blinka on the party. And that's pretty dang nice.
Okay, nice.
The one soul break that I don't have for Pinello, Intercession, which is basically 3 white magic holy attacks and then Curaga. Works.
Okay.
Platinum Shield makes its return. There's a big push for this one because it temporarily raises the party's attack a moderate amount and defense a small amount. This was pretty huge back in the day, and it still works out really great because attack and defense being raised is a fairly uncommon buff and can stack with a lot of shit.
Yep. All right.
So that's why it's back.
All right.
That would do it.
So
That about does it for tonight, then. So I'm going to take this moment to point out that on Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a Patreon debut stream. I got a Patreon coming in the pocket, and the floodgates will be open on Tuesday from 12 to
time.
whatever to a time. I'm going to be streaming lots and lots of shit. All sorts of shit, and basically things that I want to be streaming in the foreseeable future, just sort of like giving you a idea of what you can expect out of me, and I'm probably going to be just like streaming much more often. Got to get a schedule going and all that stuff, but Sly will also be here in and out. We're going to actually do a little bit of Record Keeper content just to show off what we do here on the station.
Yep. So, yeah.
Yeah, be sure to check it out. So, yeah, that's Tuesday, 12 Central Standard Time. Stop by late in the evening? No problem. We got plenty of stuff to work with. So anyway, thanks for joining me, Slyo.
Yeah, of course.
And thanks to all of you for joining in. Like, how many followers?
Like 3 or 4 today.
Well, I'm talking about more like, yeah, that's a decent amount, and I'm counting it down actually because I'm sure that a large amount of people have already left after the outro started.
Yeah. All right.
So that is pretty nice. Thank you all for the follows, by the way, and that's really appreciated. Hope this is a sign of things to come. So join us next time. We will be doing the FF7 event, the Cloud's new BSB, and a whole bunch of other neat stuff. So until then, good night.
Good night, everybody. Well, see you in like 3 minutes.